Well, you can't say disappointed. It's been an excellent batting wicket as far as we're concerned, and I think that the bowlers toiled and bowled well. They a few missed chances. It could have been different. It could be 4, it could be 5. But you know, it's a difficult day. I've seen difficult days on the other side of the coin when I've been here. So I wouldn't say I'm disappointed.
Coach, ahead of this test match, ahead of the previous test match, there's always some sort of distraction. It's been going on even before you were the head coach. There's always been some off-field distraction with something or the other.
Right.
How do you talk to the players, or do they get distracted, or I mean, does that penetrate the dressing room environment, whatever that is happening?
I don't know if they get distracted when they're away from us, but when they're with us, we try to focus on what we have to do, on the job at hand, on how we prepare for the test match, how we train the last 2 days, and then when we come this morning, what we intend to do. If we win the toss, what we intend to do. So we try and concentrate on what we can control here. If they get distracted outside of here, I can't say.
So the last one, did Shanto speak to you about captaincy? Because we've got news that he has communicated with the report.
This is not relevant to the cricket match.
Phil, in terms of team composition, you've obviously gone in with 4 bowlers similar to what you did in the first test, although there are 2 quick bowlers playing in this game. What input do you have in terms of team composition, and was there ever a thought of going in with a 5th bowler?
Yeah, there was a thought of going in with a 5th bowler. Sometimes when you're, I want to say, batting like we've been batting, sometimes you have to err on that side a little bit, and I think that came into the equation here, because for me, you try and win a test match first of all, and if you get to the stage where you can't win it, then you must be able to save it. You don't give up test matches just that easy. So I think it did come into the equation, but we decided on this way in the end.
And in terms of your input into the whole sort of team composition selection, what sort of input do you have?
I had a little more in this one. The first one I'd just gotten here, so I didn't expect I had a little more into this one because I start to understand the players and think a little bit more.
Of course, this is Arfica from Leicester.
Nice.
My question is, despite having Mahenias and Midas at number 8, now we know that Midas is doing really well with this bat, but still with being in the Chittagong, which is known for a batting paradise wicket, but we are having 8 batsmen with Midas in the side. So shouldn't we go with the 7 batsmen and go with the 6 7 batsmen with Midas and go with the 4 regular bowlers?
I just answered that question.
But this is the fact that Midas is at 7 or 8.
All right, I will say it again. We took all that into consideration, and then we came up that we have to go this way for this test match.
Coach, do you think there is a miscommunication about the squad? Jackie was playing in the NCL, but really he have to play 8 days long, and Mahidul is with the team yesterday, and he has to play the match.
Start over, sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
He said that Zakir is having to play for 8 days straight because he was in the first class game. And then Mahidul also, I think, joined the squad yesterday. So was there a miscommunication at some point?
No, there was no miscommunication. Zakir was always coming back. We needed him to get some batting time because he didn't play the last test match if we needed him in this test match. But then we got a concussion, we got a illness, so 2 batsmen were out. So there was no miscommunication.
Once again, sorry for harping on the same point, but with being 1-0 down, was that into consideration that taking the aggressive option? You said that you considered it, but how much of the consideration was to play sort of defensive, if I may say, squad?
It was a lot of consideration. There was a lot of talk about it, and at the end, this is what we came out. But it was taken seriously.
So after day 1, the situation that Bangladesh are in, having taken just 2 wickets, given the next 4 days, if they goes on for the next 4 days, what does the team look to do from here on in? Is it to draw this test match? Can they win it from this situation? What's the team talk going forward?
The team right now, the team talk is that we need to come tomorrow morning and try and get early wickets so that we put ourselves in a position to bowl them out. After that, how we bat, we've seen test matches. The last test match in Pakistan, one side make 500, next side make 800, still had a result. So there's always a result inside, and right now we take what happened today, we can look at it and how we can do differently tomorrow morning to see if we can get some more wickets to put ourselves in a position. You always think about how you win the test match first and then anything else. So right now we got to think about what we do tomorrow to get some more wickets.
Coach, I just want to know that how often getting to the squad and playing this match, is that the ideal way to get a test match team with the side? And secondly, what is the update of Little?
He got into the side because Litton wasn't well, number one, right? So we had to get a wicket keeper, okay? Because also Zakir would have kept, but he has concussion. So it's not the ideal way to get in. It's best for you if you're in the squad all the time. But these things happen. People get their chances, and I hope he takes his chance. You know.
Do you have any update about Little Dash?
We haven't been back to the hotel. When we left this morning, he was really high fever and everything like that. So we haven't got back to the hotel. So I don't know what's the update.
Coach, you were sort of saying, you're still very new to the job. How challenging is it for you to kind of implement your ideas in such a short space of time in this test series? And sort of secondly, what would you say your overall coaching philosophy is?
It's not as easy to implement your ideas. It's what, 10, 12 days into it. But what you try and implement is the thoughts about test cricket and how test cricket is to be played, how we are going out there and giving everything, which personally I think we did today, especially in the field. And that's all you can do for now. The main part of my philosophy is that we prepare properly. We work hard in preparation and then give everything on the field. So far the preparation has been good. And today has been a difficult day, but we're going to bounce back tomorrow. Last one.
Coach, first look at Nahid Rana. You must have seen him on TV when he was playing in Pakistan. What was your impression of Nahid Rana?
I saw him in Pakistan, right, and I am impressed. You can't buy 140, 145 today, but 148. So you can't buy that. So that is impressive. And what we got to do now is work on him to be able to bowl that fast and in the right areas. And I think he showed in his second spell that he can do that. So I am impressed with that. I'm always impressed with fast bowlers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Des.
Sweep and reverse sweep, also your priority of scoring runs.
Yeah, before the game, my game plan was to sweep, then I struggled with the actual sweep, so it was more the reverse sweep today. And Tone's pretty similar. He was sweeping really well, and like sometimes when it's working on that day, you just commit with it. And he did that really well to rotate strike, and that sort of worked throughout the day.
So during the century, the initial part especially, you're generally an impressive player, but you were a bit subdued, more than usual. What was going through your mind at that time, and what was your game plan at that moment? And then, of course, how you felt when you scored that century. If you could take us through the whole journey.
Yeah, till lunch it was, I felt like I was scoring quite freely, and then coming in after lunch, I really followed hard to get off strike. The ball was doing a bit, and it was a good period for them, and then sort of just grafted it out, and then once got the rhythm back again, I felt quite comfortable, and then to get over the three figures was a big relief, more than anything.
Tristan, well played today. Like you said, you did have to graft through certain sort of stages after lunch or a period after tea as well. Was some of that to do with the pitch in that it was quite bad in friendly pitch, but not necessarily sort of pitch where you could play very fluently the whole time?
Yeah, I thought it was. They also got it to just enough to get you thinking, and then it was like we say, it was a good batting wicket, but it was hard to like score freely. So a bit of stop. So you were going to get yourself out by like giving them your wicket, and then so that was that. But then I've struggled to like score. Still trying to bat. Yeah.
Somehow Chittagong is a place where South Africans have had a massive partnerships. I mean, you guys added 2-1, but what was this thinking when Aiden got out, and what was that plan for that first session? As you said, the wicket wasn't really that, easy.
Yeah. I didn't even see how Aiden got out, by the way. But I was really nervous up front, and it was nice batting with Tony. He was like really calm, and he was flowing quite nicely. And then I give huge credit to him actually. Straight after lunch, he started cramping in his forearm, and this mental strength to go through the whole day was unbelievable. We kept like reminding each other, let's go, let's not take anything for granted. So it was really enjoyable batting with him.
Congratulations for the great although this wicket is very good for batting, but still, what was the most difficult part during your innings? What was the most difficult thing you faced?
Just after lunch, when the ball got a bit softer, we thought Tajul got 1 or 2 to spin, beat me on the outside, and then also just after lunch, the ball. There's a little bit of tail, just enough to keep you thinking.
So when it comes to this century, where do you rank this innings among the hundreds you scored in all formats perhaps? And also your development as an all-format player, because you started off as a white ball player with the T20s and then the ODI team, and now you're developing your game. So what's the change in mindset that you've had to make, and also perhaps anything technical that you've had to do?
Initially before I played or came out as a T20 player, I was actually always a red ball player, and this definitely ranks as my best or favorite 100. But it's more just the mindset. Like T20, my favorite format is actually 50 over cricket, because you can still play a bit and score hundreds, where you've got to be really disciplined. It's more a mental game, the test cricket, which is also I love.
You were talking there about sort of Tony Sazorzi getting cramp. The conditions were quite extreme in terms of the heat. How did you kind of cope with that?
I've had the last 3 months we've been in the Caribbean, it's been flipping hot, and then the UAE last month. So I've sort of just like as much as you can get used to it, being that uncomfortable heat, and then just for me, I sweat a lot, so just trying to keep my gloves dry. Fortunately, I have a nice sponsor who's given me a lot for this tour, but that's the biggest challenges.
Great. Okay, last one, just look at the wicket. How do you reckon a team will get 20 wickets on this week?
Well, we got KG, so he can just bowl. No, it's going to be a graft for sure, and it's going to be. I reckon I see it like playing out and then happening quickly towards the back end. But it's going to be a graft.
Great. On that note, that concludes the press conference. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone, and just from start to finish.
Thank you.